All right, everybody, it's Farrell with Untamed TV, and I'm here with Justin Hatch from Ogden Regional.
Yes, Ogden Regional Medical Center.
And Craig kind of grilled you.
Yeah, he
But
did.
I'm going to get to the hard-hitting facts, unlike Craig does.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
So,
Yeah,
what is your title? You work at the ACT?
Yeah, so I'm the director of the ACT unit, so that's just the Alcohol and Chemical Treatment Unit. So we treat people with, substance use disorder and all kinds of different things. So.
What? Let's say somebody has someone in their life they care about or they love. What are some signs to look for if maybe they might have a drug dependency or an alcohol problem?
Well, it's really hard because sometimes it mirrors other things. There's depression, anxiety. A lot of times it's hard to know if that what's going on. But some of the things we look for are suspicious behaviors. Are they, not attending to their work? Are they missing work? Are they missing school? Are they missing some of those things? So a lot of those things are what we kind of look for. Also, if you have money that ends up missing, a lot of maybe there's taking things or items that are missing. Sometimes that can be a sign because they're needing to support their addiction. So that sometimes can be a trigger or a sign that there's a problem. So
how? Because there's quite a stigma attached to somebody if they have abuse issues like a drug abuse or alcohol abuse. And I mean, it's like people that they're like a stigma attached to mental health, like going to see a counselor or something. How could somebody talk to someone and say, hey, I think you might want to go talk to somebody about this without like making them feel like a bad person or embarrassing them?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you bring that up because you're right. There is such a stigma about it, and that's the number one thing that we try to do as counselors. So I'm a licensed clinical social work by background, and so really my goal is to eliminate those stigmas and really make it stress-free, non-judgmental. And so that's the approach that I usually tell people to take as well. So if you have a loved one or someone that has a substance use problem, really encourage you to, put it on yourself and just say, you know what, hey, I'm concerned about you. So if you approach it in those terms, it's so much softer than if you just say, hey, you got a problem and you need to get into rehab right now, or even doing an ultimatum. Sometimes those ultimatums we think, that I'm going to put a limit, but really what we're doing is forcing somebody into treatment,
that they don't.
And it just doesn't work as well.
They're not as committed to it as if they said, okay,
right,
I'll go do this.
Right, you're right. And so unfortunately sometimes people have to hit that rock bottom, that we talk about. Hopefully it doesn't get to that point, but sometimes that happens. But really, so if you're a loved one and you really want somebody to get into treatment, just talk to them. Talk to them non-judgmentally. Just say, hey, I'm concerned about you. Can you tell me what's going on with this? And if you approach it in those terms as opposed to that confrontational thing, it comes off so much easier. So.
It's like I've said before, it's no different. If you break your arm, you go to an MD to get taken care of. What there's no shame in that. No one's embarrassed of that. I broke my arm.
Exactly.
So it seems, because I know a lot of people who've been through that, and it just seems like they're so embarrassed. They don't want anybody to know, and they try to hide it and keep it squashed.
Yeah, and really we've seen that quite a bit, and so it's really interesting. There's a statistic out there that I hear all the time at conferences that I go to, and that's that it takes people 7 times in treatment until they reach long-term sobriety. And the reason is because it is a disease. It's not something that, so somebody may have picked up that drink for the first time themselves. Yeah, they made that decision, or they, chose to use a substance. But the addiction really is hereditary. There's a lot of other factors that go into it, and we're learning more and more that it's a brain disease. So people get addicted and they cannot stop, no matter how much they tell themselves they want to stop. Their brain tells them they know they need these chemicals. So we really just try and eliminate that stigma and go in with that approach, and I think it works a lot better. And that's the approach we try and take at our facility. And so if somebody comes in, we immediately tell them, there's no shame in this, and we thank them for making the choice to come in. So
it's kind of odd that stigma's been there, and it makes you wonder where it comes from. You know what I mean? Because people are like, oh, you got to go to a counselor, you must be crazy, or you've got this and you're an idiot. How dumb could you be because you have this? And
it's hard to know where the origin is, and I've thought about this a lot because growing up, that's what you hear. It's like this really horrible thing. And these people are horrible people because of it, but really that's not the case. And I think it's because now we have more science, we have more information about brain and how the brain functions and that type of thing, that we're really understanding that people aren't choosing this. It's not a choice. But unfortunately that stigma still exists. And so really that's one of our number one goals in mental health and substance use treatment, eliminate that stigma.
Do those kind of go hand in hand with some people? Some people treatment and mental health.
Absolutely. So I think it's about 80%. So 80% of people that have substance use also have a co-occurring mental health, and vice versa. So it's kind of one of those chicken and the egg things. Sometimes are they abusing substances to mask the mental illness, or are they do they have the mental illness because they've been using the substances? Really, it doesn't matter. As long as we're treating them, treating what we really want to get to the underlying thing that's causing them to use.
So that just made me think of a question.
Yeah.
You see guys that like have used drugs for like 30 years. Like for instance, Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, the guy's burnt. Is that a direct result of drug and alcohol abuse, where you get so just burnt you're like hardly aware of your own existence?
Yeah. Unfortunately, people that have used substances, it can cause brain damage. It can cause damage to the systems, and so you see people that it's hard to function because unfortunately they've used substances, and to the point where it has affected them. Now that doesn't mean that we still don't treat them the same. We still try and help everybody that comes in. It just helps us to have that awareness that somebody may not be able to learn as quickly or as much as somebody that hasn't used substances for as long. So
in my life, it always comes back to Ozzy. Maybe I need to examine that a little closer.
Well, it's a good figure, a good person to look at.
Alrighty, well, if you have any kind of addiction issues or anything, come to Ogden Regional. Talk to my friend. I didn't mean to insinuate my friend.
Yeah, no, we're friends, for sure.
And get some help with it. There's no shame at all involved with getting help. I honestly feel like it's no different than if you break your arm or you fall down. You got to go see a doctor. So.
Yep,
just handle it.
Exactly, and that's the viewpoint that we want more people to take, is no shame, no stigma. Please come in. We'll help you out.
Sure. All right. Well, thank you so much for talking with me.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.